Hi, I'm Ben from Pretty Charles. I'm here with Clément from Moustache, and we're now going to review the Moustache Friday. And basically, Moustache name their bikes days of the week. Lundi, which we've done before, which is your typical kind of everyday bike, is your practical weekday bike. Friday is your fun weekday bike. And I have actually been riding the Moustache Fridays since they came out, back in, I think it was season 2 or 3. Was it season 2?
I think it was season 3.
Season 3, yeah. So back in 2013, and they came out with the Friday 26, and then slowly it's kind of gone up to the Friday 27, which they used to be using the carbon fork on the Friday 27 in 2017, and then they changed it and separated it to Friday 28 and Friday 27, which is now the full sus bike, which is what I ride, which is absolutely awesome. But the Friday 28 is cool because it's lighter, it's easier, it's well priced, and what would you say, Clément?
Yeah, that's the sporty, let's say sporty, punchy urban bikes. So for mixture of chic design, but sporty also. That's really a fun bike to ride. That's for sure. Like every Moustache, I would say, because fun is really part of the DNA, brand DNA, and that's something that we try to really have on all our models. But this is particularly true on that model. So we've been reducing that bike to the minimum in terms of aesthetic, all the key accessories for urban use, but remaining lightweight, punchy, agile in the traffic, fast, and some cool feature that we'll see later, but like the stem, like the carbon fork, and with the
reverse integration,
the specific what we call hidden power, which is the specific battery integration with a Bosch power pack battery integrated nicely inside the down tube.
Yeah, it's super cool. And then obviously we've now introduced the open frame as well, which was last season. So you can see up on the wall there, this is more of a kind of like unisex or urban version. And that's actually the Friday 28.1, so that's the entry level bike, which comes in at 2899. And that will be just a very basic kind of naked version, without lights, without mudguards, and with the Active Line Plus. And then this is the 28.5, which is the kind of middle of the range, and we tend to only stock the 28.1 and the 28.5 in terms of the 28 range, and then the FS range we stock the entire range. But the reason for that is there is a 28.3 and a 28.7. The 28.3 is kind of in between them, and the 28.7 is with dropper bars, and it's not very popular that we get requests these days for dropper bars on an e-bike. I know there are some parts of Europe that is very popular, but we haven't seen a particularly large interest, and if we do, we can special order them in, and that tends to be one of the ones that doesn't sell out, so they're quite readily available, whereas the 28.5 is already sold out for the entire season in large and extra large. But we have ordered, I think, about 10 per month of I think it's 3 XLs and 5 large, and then 3 mediums per month. So we've always got them, and they're very, very popular bikes here in London.
So basically, the 1 and the 3 are strictly the same. The only main differences is that the 1 is really, let's say, looks like a little bit like a fixie or something, really pure design. No, as you say, no mud guards, no rear rack, really simple, with a really aggressive pricing for those reasons, of course. And on the 5, as you said, you have the Moustache aluminium mud guards, so really strong tubular mud guards. You have the low rack, which is a new version from Moustache. So you don't have the platform, but we decide to keep it as minimalistic as possible. So really low position. So that means that when you put the rear pannier, it goes really low on the bike, and that doesn't disrupt basically the riding and the fun again behavior of the bike. You can use the QR3 slots here to fix QR3 rear pannier, but you can also
this which is the collaboration between Autolev and Moustache, and we'll just show you how that actually fits on. It's really nice, actually.
But if you would like to fit another rear pannier, that's still possible, because you can really easily remove the slots here and just use the fitting at the rear. Sorry. One thing which is good also on the fork, talking about rear rack, you have the possibility to fit a front carrier with the standard like rail that goes like this, and you can fit front pannier. If you decide, okay, I would like to do longer trip, maybe go on the weekend, have front and back rear pannier and front pannier. That's
and 3 bottle cage mounts as well, so you can get a lock and 2 bottle cage mounts. So yeah, it really is super practical. And then we were going to show you here. It's easier. We're going to bring the bike down in a second, and we'll show you how the quick release, the quick stem folds, which is great for parking and putting it in a corridor in your house or whatever it may be. Then you've got the supernova lights, the smartphone hub. You really got a lot going on with this bike. It's a really fantastic spec and well thought out bike.
Yeah, talking about the frame and fork, which is really the heart of that bike. Basically, you have a cover like this, which is protecting the power pack battery, which is basically located as low as possible on the bike, to have the weight as low as possible, and to keep the dynamic of the bike. So you can remove really easily the battery. The big advantage of the power pack battery, that's in 500 watt, that's the lightest in the category from Bosch, compared to Pro Tube, for example, where you are much lighter, much more compact, and it's been a big challenge for us to be able to fit that battery inside the down tube. Originally, the power pack was not designed to be
reverse integrated,
to be integrated. So we've been basically using like really hard process, hydroformating process, to be able to shape the aluminum tubing. The challenge was really to have something which was nicely integrated, really closely integrated, to have a nice aesthetic which is as sleek and as nice as possible, and at the same time having something which is stiff enough, in terms of lateral stiffness, to be able to handle sprinting, to handle, of course, the motor fitting. That was really important for us. So that's the best mixture with the new performance line on that one, which is a sporty engine from Bosch, which is slightly more torque compared to the active line. Active line is 50
and this is
Newton,
65,
and that's 65 Newton meter. So that's more punchy, and there's absolutely no drag on that motor. So that meaning that if you go beyond 25k, there's no resistance, there's no drag. So it's really smooth in terms of transitioning.
So yeah, it's nice and light actually as well for an e-bike, and very easy to take down. This is a large frame, so I mean it's quite a sporty position as well. You kind of see, you're not too vertical like on the Lundi, for example, but you're quite hunched over. And then you've got this this carbon flex bar as well, which is awesome. And with the carbon forks and the carbon bar, these pads here are designed to flex, so you can see them kind of flexing, and that's what actually gives you the suspension on this bike. So you don't have kind of unnecessary weight with big suspension forks, where you've got a nice kind of nimble, slim carbon fork with these flex bars, and it works really well.
This is really filtering all the shock, all the impact, and the flex is only on one direction, going down. There's no flex going up or front and rear, so you don't have a bar that will behave like a strange. So it's really clever. It's that's something that really adds some extra comfort for.
And then when you do want to park it in your narrow corridor or in a bike rack, you can just literally flick the switch like that, and then that will lock down like that. So it's really nice and practical as well. And and then also the smartphone hub from originally from Kobe, but now Bosch actually bought Kobe and the company, so they've really got their teeth into it. And so you have this case, and you literally just dock it onto the bike, and that's it. And that will charge your phone, and then you can run the full diagnostics and everything.
Yeah, basically with the Kobe, you can connect with Strava, you can connect with Commuter, you can do all the navigation, you can listen your music, you can listen. I mean, they are adding some extra option.
But you can also use the Bosch controller to scan through, change tracks on your tune that you might be listening to, or answer a phone call or reject a phone call, whatever it may be. It's just really well integrated now, and for maps as well, and to keep your phone charged. It just, it's obviously the way it's all going, but this is really now Moustache are making it a standard feature on the bike. It's just kind of really is like the future.
And you can, if you don't want to use the phone, you have also a minimalistic system that
exactly.
Also on
that's new to this year as well. So last year with the Kobe system, you couldn't use it without the phone.
Last year it was directly with the phone. This year we have basically you have a minimalistic system that gives us all the key information about battery autonomy, speed, and the mode of course that you are using. So even if you don't want to use the phone, that's still possible with that system.
And you can turn your lights on and off as well.
Yeah.
By holding down plus, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's really clever. Now going into the sizes as well. So this is a large. So this would be perfect for me at 6'1", and then here, because Moustache do all their sizes in centimeters, but we've converted them all for today's video. So you've got a small, you can be 4'11" up to 5'4", medium 5'4" up to 5'10", large 5'9" to 6'2.5". They do actually do an XL as well, don't they?
Sure, but the size you just gave are for the open, I guess, version, which is available in 3 different sizes.
Yeah. And
for the regular, let's say, frame, you have the 4 sizes, small, medium, large, and extra large.
Yeah. So extra large would be 6'2" to 6'6", for argument's sake. And then in terms of prices, you've basically got the entry level Friday 28.1, as I said before, 2,799, and then 28.3, 3,099, 28.5, which is this one at 3,599, and then 28.7, which is the dropper bar bike at 3,999. And then very excitingly, we're going to actually do a feature video on the FS range. Now we've got the FS range, the 27.5 FS5 up there, and then we've got the FS7 down here, which is like my favourite bike ever. So we're going to go into a bit more detail in another video about them. But basically the big difference is you've got more comfort, you've got more control, and you've got a really, really top end bike. Now you get a bit more weight with that as well, but personally weight isn't an issue for me owning an e-bike because I don't have stairs, and the weight gives you more comfort because it gives you more stability. But for a lot of your traditional cyclists that are coming across, we've seen a lot of cyclists very interested in this bike, which is really nice to offer them something, because normally we don't target cyclists.
And some 2 features that we didn't mention also, which is important, especially for, let's say, more sporty cyclists. If you want to convert that bike into double chainring at the front to go for long
proper
rides,
tracking,
and that's completely possible because basically you remove that tab here and you can directly attach a front derailleur, so that's really easy to do. And so you can basically, there's one really cool version, and you can, depending of your liking, if you want to turn that bike into more urban bikes, or if you want to turn that bike into more like let's say a travel bike, you can really easily do it. And so that's the cool thing. One nice thing also, we recently been awarded with that bike with the e-bike Tips Urban e-bike of the year 2019-2020. So that's a cool distinction we just received.
Great, so I think we've covered pretty much everything in the Friday 28 range now. And very excitingly, we'll give you a quick sneak preview in this video. The next bike we'll be covering will be the 27, and this is just a stunning bike, and this is what I ride personally. But yeah, we'll be doing a full feature on this bike on our next video with the full sass. It is really incredible, but they're very different bikes. So.